Why I don't teach the CAGED system. Hi, I'm Kerry Too Smooth. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. Also click the subscribe button and click that bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video, because I don't want you to miss out. Why I don't teach the CAGED system. It's very limiting, especially when you're trying to use R&B. That's one of the main reasons why I don't use it, because we're talking about voicings. And for those who are very new to guitar, I don't want to get so far over your head, but those who've been playing for a little while, intermediate to advanced, you understand what voicings are, how you can play the same chord, but you can play it different ways. And I don't teach the CAGED system because it's very, in my opinion, very vanilla in the types of chords that you can get and the kind of tones that you can get. It doesn't really necessarily work that well with R&B. That is not something that I would suggest picking up to be like, oh, I want to play R&B, I want to play a particular style. You don't want to use the CAGED system. What is the CAGED system? The CAGED system is essentially like in the name. It's using open chords to really get that same kind of voicing. So it's a C, A, I'm sorry, G, E, and there's a D chord. Those chords are great along in themselves if you use it in a particular way, but if you're playing R&B, you don't want to use the CAGED system because, again, those chords are very limiting. You can't really use those types of voicings to really get the kind of tone and the kind of flavor that you would if you're playing R&B. So that's why I stay away from the CAGED system. I don't really use that particular voicing unless this song calls for it, and it's very, very, very rare. I won't say like it's never going to happen because, again, I don't like to use absolutes, but it's very, very, very rare. So I focus mainly on learning bar chords. Why? Because once you learn the patterns and the shapes, you can use these to enhance your sound and also to grow your voicings, which is really important. So we'll start in the key of C. Instead of playing like an open C, that sounds to me, that sounds really like beginner, kind of folksy, kind of singer-songwriter vibe. You're not really gonna, that's not the kind of tone that you will get in R&B. A major 7 changes the overall tonality. It's a little bit warmer. It's a lot more colors and textures in that chord. So understanding, learning that particular chord, majors and minors, right? So again, we want to learn the major chord, which is kind of like your happy chord. Majors are always happy to make you smile. We're gonna go 2 frets up, 1, 2. It's our minor. 2 frets up, it's another minor. 1 fret up is our major. So what I'm doing is I'm playing these notes that are in the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that first note in the C major scale is going to be a C major. Remember, the 1 is always going to be a major chord. 2 frets up is going to be our 2, which is our second chord, which is going to be a minor shape, which is our D minor. We slide 2 frets up, which is going to be our 3, which is also a minor shape. The same shape that we did for D, it's going to be the same shape for that E, which is that E minor. We slide up to the 1 fret, which is going back to that major because the 4 and the 1 are both major. It's the same shape that we did for the 1, it's a major, right? Now, as kind of like a cheat code or something to kind of pay attention to, right above our 2 is our 6, which is a minor chord too. So just to recap, just so you know, this is just a little bit of theory. So when I'm talking about the number system, I'm infusing a lot of this stuff together because it's a lot that's going to really help you unlock your fretboard. The 1 is a major chord, the 2 is a minor chord, the 3 is a minor chord, the 4 is a major chord, the 5 is a major, and the 6 is a minor. Now what I like to do for my 5 chord is I like to use a minor shape because of the voicing of it, right? So if we count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can do that straight, you can give that major tone. It sounds really good, but what I like to do is I like to kind of augment the voicing a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll use that minor shape, right? So that'll be a D minor. I like to use a D minor 9, but I'm not going to play the bass. To me, it's kind of a jazzy kind of feel, but it's way more colorful and more textures whenever you're playing. So this is my 5. So my 5, going to recap, is 2 frets up from my 4. So this is my 4, 2 frets up, 1, 2 is my 5. I'm going to use that minor 9 shape. So let's go back. So our 1, major, 2 frets up. On the same string, on the 5th string position, is our 2, which is a D minor. 2 frets up is our 3, which is also a minor shape, is our E minor. 1 fret up is our 4, which is a major shape. 2 frets up from our 4 is our 5, but remember, I like to do a minor 9 shape to kind of add a little bit color and texture and context. And then right above the 2 is my 6. Okay, so that's a little bit of theory and a little bit of basics of understanding, like, okay, your major chord is always, your 1 chord is always major, your 2 and your 3 are minor, your 4 and your 5 are major chords, and your 6 is minor. Now, those shapes don't change. So again, if I went to the key of D and did that, so my 1 is always going to be major, 2 frets up is my minor, that's my 2. 2 frets up is my 3, which is also a minor. 1 fret up is my 4, which is also a major. 2 frets up is my 5, which I'm using a minor 9 shape. Right above my 2 is going to be my 6, which is a minor. Those shapes don't change, so you don't have to worry about trying to change with the CAGED system. You have to modulate and do various things with your hands, which can be really confusing. Again, and it gives you like a vanilla sound. You can't really use that effectively in R&B. So let's give you an example of how beautiful it sounds. So let's just go to because I'll use the key of G, right, as an example to really give you like some context of how the chords will sound. Using some R&B, like using the minor shapes, using like understanding those minor shapes. So. I'm sorry, I'm playing in the key of C. I got confused because it sounded really good and I was just whatever. But let's just recap. So what I'm playing is I'm playing the 6 in C, which is that A minor. I'm playing the 3, which is that D minor. I'm sorry, the E minor. Playing that 4, which is an F major. Going back to the 2, which is that D minor. You really can't get those kind of voices and that kind of texture with the CAGED system. So this is it. This is it. This is what I want you to focus on, learning these particular patterns and these shapes. That's what's going to unlock your fretboard to really make you have those kind of textures and colors that you cannot get with the CAGED system. So the stuff that you're hearing in between and the inside of that or whatever, I'm doing a lot of hybrid picking and hammer-ons and pull-offs. If you love the stuff that I'm doing, drop a comment. I want to read your comments. Remember, be nice. Don't say anything that's crazy. I want to read your comments, read your feedback. If you have questions about whatever, take this time now to go ahead and drop a comment and let me know specifically what you're having problems with, and I definitely want to help you. Also, if you love this teaching but you want to go even deeper, you want to really unlock your fretboard and your full potential, go to my website, kerry2smooth.com, and that's really going to help you. I have an online guitar community, which is an R&B based community of guitar players from all over the world, and it's a community where we help each other out and we really unlock our full potential. You have me as your mentor. So again, if you love my teaching, you love what I'm doing, but you want to go even deeper, I encourage you to go to kerry2smooth.com. All right, so let's get back into it. Again, the reason why I focus on these particular chord shapes and this particular pattern, the patterns don't change. The shapes of the chords don't change. So you don't have to worry about trying to figure out with the CAGED system, like, oh, does my nut move and all this other stuff. It's just a lot to really digest. So I want to try to keep it as simple as possible, but also understanding the colors and the textures and the things you can do with the chord shapes that you learn. So again, let's go back to that 6, which is that, because we're in the key of C, it's going to be our A minor. Our 3, which is going to be a minor shape as well, is our E minor. Our 4 is that F major. Our 2 is that D minor. I'm adding a lot of cool kind of stuff that you can do when you don't use the kind of cases, because it keeps you caged. It doesn't really allow you to stretch out too much. If you're just trying to learn how to play guitar, it's cool. But if you're really trying to learn this particular style and add that flavor, this is really not what you want to learn. So that's why I don't teach the CAGED system. I realize I give you a lot of information and valuable information, but I encourage you to watch this video at least twice. Watch it all the way through. The next time, take notes so that way you can able to absorb all those things. And if you need to rewind it as many times as you possibly can, because I want to make sure that you get it and understand why I'm teaching this system and why I don't do the CAGED system. So to recap, we talked about the CAGED system. I talked about why I don't teach it. I talked about what I do teach. And if you want to go even deeper, I encourage you to go to my website, kerrytsmooth.com. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and click the bell so that you're always notified whenever we're dropping a new video. And love, peace, and hair grease. Until next time, all right, take care.